to try to find who the matchmakers believe is their perfect match. What the singles don't know is they'll be eliminating 2 people after each challenge to weed out all the relationship deal breakers, honey.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Listen, we're talking to you guys today about Shade's Room latest project. They've done a dating show, and I actually kind of like it, to be honest. All black cast as well, called Love Locked. I think Locked to Love or Love Locked. But anyway, it's a really good show. I watched the first episode on their on the Shade's Room Instagram. You can watch it there. I'm going to put a link down below as well. You can follow that to watch it. But this first episode, I mean, there's some things that we can really talk about on this first episode. Tokyo is a star, number one. Fully is behaving foolish with the chain. We have Naeem, who is the star of the show in terms of looks and appearance, but is a bit musty. We have Jay, who is a cool, collected, potentially F-boy, potentially. I put it out there, potentially. We have Ayo, again, the smooth intellectual operator seems. We also have some of the other ladies as well. Man, I've gone up my head now as well. That are on the show as well. We have Yasmin, who's only attracted to well, not only her initial reaction to people is that she needs to find them attractive first and foremost, which most of us do anyway. But her love language is her physical touch, and she showed us that a little bit with her dancing with Ayo as well, a little bit earlier on as well. You know, there's some really great things. Ashley, who's the self-independent woman, who actually is finding herself liking Jay. There's so many things that we can discuss, which I'll break down and give you guys some psychology, give you guys some of the dating things that we're seeing on the screen, trying to explain what's happening in front of you body language wise, all right? So if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of what the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. All right then, listen, don't get it twisted, don't play with me, stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. No, Jakes. All right, let's get into this, right? Let's talk about this. Let me start from the very, very beginning. I think watching the whole show, it's about 20 minutes or long or whatever, the episode. And I actually thought there's some really interesting kind of things that are happening when people get together to date, right? Or on a dating show. Because there's a natural competition. And when you see a competition, the first thing you'll identify is who ends up being the top of the food chain. All right? And so I think for, men oftentimes usually have the advantage in when they're equal numbers, right? So because of power distribution. So now what we get is 2 men that are predominantly, I would say, the top of the food chain. Number one is here, Naeem. Naeem is obviously here talking to Yasmin. Naeem is 30 years old, a very good looking guy, he's in very good shape, and seems to have a head screwed on, right? I think there's a little bit of a clip here where he's talking. You can watch it a little bit here.
Come on. It's just a mess.
Okay, so I'm kind of hitting it off with Naeem a bit.
So Naeem is obviously, like I said, a good-looking guy who, is in well good shape. It looks like almost like an athlete as well. And a lot of the ladies actually were gravitating towards it. They said, obviously Naeem, he's a good-looking guy, etc., right? So that's the first one who I see is pretty much at the top of the food chain on this particular competition on the first day. Things change as time goes along. As women start to open their eyes out to content of character, things change. But on immediate first appearances, this is who are on top of the food chain. The second person is Jay the Boy. Okay, all right, Jay the Boy. We'll get him on the screen as well. He's also another, person that the ladies are kind of liking. I want to show you him as well, so you can get a picture of him. And let me just get that here. Oh boy. Here we go. Look at this. I'm taking a bit long here. Sorry, guys. I should have got this on my notes. That's Jay there, actually, behind the boys there.
To try and connect with who might be their perfect match. Remember, these singles have no idea who they've been paired with. So let's see how these first impressions play out.
All right, let me fast forward it so you can get a little bit more. This is Jay here, okay?
You too. I'm lost without both of y'all. First impression, they all look good. They seem like...
Now, Jay's a funny character. Like, again, I said he's one of the top dogs, if you want to call it, in the competition. Him and Naeem seem to have cornered a little bit of the market. But like I said, there are other players on the game, but they're the top 2 that I see. Then the next person I see who is different, because whenever we talk about this, I talk about alphas and sigmas, and that when I'm breaking that down, it doesn't mean necessarily this is what they always are, but due to the competition, oh my gosh, sorry about that, guys, due to the competition, right, and how competition works in these type of dynamics, there ends up being a pyramid. Okay, so aside alphas, you have sigmas, those who are intellectuals, the men that know how to operate in the system by being smart. They don't war with their fists, they don't war with brawn, they don't war with necessarily physical attributes. They war with this mind. Okay, they tend to go deep, and I think we have one of those on the show, and that person we on the show is Ayo, and I want to go see if I can get Ayo on here. Ayo's just here. Watch this.
The magic touch.
Is that what it is?
I gotta say, the girl that has my heart tonight had to be Masia. The energy was there, the connection was there.
Ayo is cool. Definitely getting to know him a little.
So Ayo, you know, is you heard him there, obviously, like talking about Major. I'm gonna play another clip where he just talks. The question that, it's only one little clip. The question that he asks that they've shown of him is how I'm making a deduction. By the way, things are probably going to change in episode 2. I'm making immediate deductions of what I can see straight away. Okay, so the question. Let's see part number 2 here. Okay.
A little bit more.
What is love when you're 20 versus what is love when you're 25?
That question in itself, what is love at 20 versus love at 25, is quite a profound question. It's deep. All right, it requires a level of intellect. It's not a question you ask normally when you're not somebody. It's not a question that you normally ask when you're not of a deep particular thought. Do you know what I mean? It's something that you'd normally ask when you try to intellectualize things. So I think we have our Sigma male there. He's going to be someone who's going to be able to operate on a more intellectual level when dealing with women and how he deals with those around him. Okay, and then we have another guy. We have Foley. Foley funny because I think with Foley, the chain and the look pretentious. It just looks a little bit. Just looks a little bit pretentious. Just a little bit pretentious.
With nobody yet. It's first day.
When I seen Foley, he had that Chuck E. Cheese chain. Man, that's not real.
It's the chain. Like, like, come on, baby. Like, come on.
As you can see for the ladies, the chain is giving Foley away. People are not thinking it's not real, and I think it's too much for the context of the scene they're in. Right? I mean, there's going to be obviously ladies that will like him. There are always going to be ladies that have a market for this particular thing. The market and he's in right now, I think the context, the chain is not working. Okay, the chain just seems a little bit pretentious. It seems like you're not really being real. And, you know, it just seems a little bit over the top. So it seems like it's cancelling him out. Although he finds Tokyo attractive, he finds Tokyo's energy correct. He finds her personality, well, he says her personality specifically was great, right? But Kelsey, who he also thought was attractive, wasn't feeling it. Ashley later on friend zones him, you know? And it's like, why does this happen? It happens because when people feel like you don't, the character, the appearance don't really match, right? Or, you know what I mean? Or when you don't carry enough certain substance to keep women you know, entertained or keep women interested in you, this is what happens. For basically what the women are saying basically is, I can see through you. So the chain that you're wearing, I can see through you. It's pretentious. It's not really you. I see beyond that, right? And I'm not really feeling it, right? Maybe if he takes off the chain, maybe it will look a bit better, right? And maybe if he lends himself a little bit more, maybe in terms of substance, maybe people will look at Foley a little bit differently. Right? He had a really interesting conversation with Ashley a little bit later on. You can see here. We'll have a look. I'll play this little clip here where he has a conversation with Ashley. And she talks about why she would friend zone.
Thank you. You're so sweet. I would friend zone Foley. He's cool, but I just feel like we don't have much in common, really. Have you ever cheated before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I...
Did you cheat in your last relationship? Yes.
Yeah.
I did too.
I know.
How you know?
You look like you cheat.
Everybody just out here cheating in their last relationships. But maybe they were young. Maybe it was a long time ago. Ashley 28, he's 29. Maybe it was a long time ago. I don't know. But again, you know, I think what's happening here again, if you watch her body language, it's actually really interesting. Just go back a little bit. She's actually, and I also talk about this, body language is very important. She's leaning away. So not only has she friend zoned him, her body language tells us as well. Look, this, and maybe this is just her body way, the way she lays, sits up, the way how she behaves, right? But watch, look at this.
I'd be lying if I...
Did you cheat in your last relationship?
The whole body is leaning away from him. It's this, right? And that's a signal to say, I'm not trying to get close to you. Because something that women often do as well is that when they're not feeling you, they tend to try and keep distance between yourself and them. They're not really comfortable being in your same space and arena, oftentimes, not all the time. So her body language is actually really it's even more key to how she feels about him. She's just not on it. I don't know if she said he's sweet. I don't think she finds him attractive either. So it's like, it's not just the content. She doesn't find him attractive. You know what I mean? She doesn't find him attractive. Whereas when we saw her later on dealing with Jay, it was slightly different. The way she behaved with him, she was much more. They were super close. To be honest, if you watch her and Jay, if you watch this,
you're like, it's the first day. It's the first day. Like, damn, you throwing that little hot that quick.
Watch this.
I do like Jay. He makes me feel comfortable, and I feel like if we hit it off now and it continues, then there might be something there.
Now, that doesn't look like what she was doing with old boy, does it? Yeah? Look where she was. Look where she was. It went from here.
I do like Jay. He makes me feel comfortable, and I feel like if we hit it off now and it continues.
Boom. See, when women are feeling you and being attracted, they're attracted to you, they are happy to close the physical space. Well, not every woman, but those who are of confident nature will be able to close the space because they're comfortable with that. Listen, the words he said was, I am comfortable with Jay. Right? I'm comfortable enough with Jay. He makes me feel comfortable. And therefore, she's able to close the space. Really, really important. Whereas we saw an aspect with her and Foley, she was leaning away. On another seat even. She didn't even want to be in the same seat. On another seat. So that's really, really important to kind of pinpoint as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's so interesting watching that. Another thing is, I'll talk a little bit more as well. I want to go back to Tokyo because Tokyo's got great energy. Like, Tokyo came in like a wrecking ball. She want to let everybody know who she is, what's she about, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's a bundle of energy. Let's go with Tokyo.
What's the point of him even being around?
The reason why I'm single or whatever is because I'm up here and everybody else is down here. Like,
Tokyo. That's not it, darling. That's not it, darling. That energy there, that's not it, darling. That's not it, darling. Look, I can get it. Maybe she's pushing it on a bit more for the television. Wants to maybe get a television deal later on or whatever. But if that's truly how she feels, sis, no wonder why they don't want to come. Attitude's important. Being good looking is only the first step. That's what draws people in. Content of character keeps people there. So the mere fact the old girl is saying that I'm up here and everybody else is down here, it's just a little bit arrogant. And that ain't cute. Arrogant is not cute. Arrogant is not attractive. Arrogant doesn't keep you in the room. Okay? All right, let's watch a little bit more.
I'm single because I haven't found nobody, that is perfect like me.
Now, I know she's making jest and making jokes and making laughs. Nobody's as perfect as her. But actually, that energy carries. And I will say this, what you say and what you do, what you say carries into what you do. Oftentimes, that energy that you have will carry into your actions, and people feel it before you even before you even say a word. They'll feel it in your mannerisms. They'll feel it in the way that you pose and the way you stand and sit. They'll see it in everything you do. It just comes out your pores. So you got to be very careful what you kind of joke with and what you kind of say. And sometimes people are joking, but they're being very, very real. So I hope that's not her position. She's a very lovely girl, very attractive, very good looking girl. Do you know what I mean? Right? And one thing about Tokyo is that you're gonna get is confidence. Okay, confidence. The girl is confident, and I have to rate that. She's a very confident girl. What I love is when she was talking about being sapiosexual. Let's listen to this.
You saying?
I mean, like, looks really doesn't matter to me. Like, I would say that I'm more so of a sapiosexual. Like, I fall in love with the mind. So if you get into my head,
you might know something.
I'm gonna question this. Is she a sapiosexual? We'll see. We'll see. If she's a sapiosexual, we're gonna see, right? Because see, sapiosexual, right? When we're talking about falling in love with the mind, people say this all the time, but they don't really mean it. Like the mind is a beautiful thing, and when you fall in love with somebody's mind, it's amazing because you hold that person's attention much longer than just being in love with their body. But let's see how sapiosexual she is. And I'm not saying she has to find this person attractive, but let's see how sapiosexual is. Will she get along with someone like Ayo? Right? Who I'm assuming already is somebody who's quite an intellectual, deep person. Will she get along with him? I'm not saying date, and I'm not even saying even necessarily be attractive per se on a physical, but would they find attraction in the mind together? Let's find out. Right? Because I'm penning that Ayo is a bit of a more of an intellectual. I may be wrong again, so we'll find out, but we'll see. Will the camera pick up more intellectual conversations? And intellectual doesn't mean smart as in using big words. It means having a depth of conversation that goes beyond the surface level. Can we talk deeper? Do you know what I'm saying? Can we talk deeper? Yeah, someone lacking your personality is not sapiosexualism. So let's see, can we talk on a deeper level and really mesh and merge in that area? We'll hopefully see that in the next few episodes with Tokyo. As she said, she is a sapiosexual. Tokyo's obviously has a little bit of I guess her particular liking is someone like Jay. Again, Jay may be a quiet dark horse. Like, he's a very funny guy, very smooth, and it does seem like he's switched on. You know what I mean? Like, it does seem like he's a bit bright, and so the good looks may be the drawing, but he may have a level of intellectualism. I'm kind of seeing that a little bit, just a little bit, I think. But let's see if that gets drawn out on this particular show as well as it goes on. Let's have a look.
your game's slick. Mine's slicker though.
I believe it. I'm scared of you. You seem like you got all the game.
I do. You know what they say, y'all? They say that you lonely at the top, and I get it. You know, pretty face. You get what I'm saying?
Tokyo.
So you got a type?
No, I gotta laugh. Tokyo's actually bars. I love Tokyo's confidence, and I love her energy. Like, I foresee that beyond this show, she'll probably get picked up on another network. Do you know what I mean? Stay hydrated. She'll probably get picked up on another network and stuff, because she's got that kind of vibe that's infectious, that's warm, and it's kind of bubbly as well. So, you know, as much as I was saying about the little bit arrogant piece, I still see that warm, lovely side of her. And do you know what? That always works for people. People can buy into that. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's go a bit deeper again.
Are you talking about appearance?
Yeah, let's start there.
I do. I like them chocolate. I do like beard. I do like tats because I got them too.
It sounds like you just describing me. If I'm your type.
I want to pause here because I want you to notice something, right? Jay is one dangerous brother. Okay, I want you to notice that he's very dangerous. Here's things I'm going to pick up on what he's done. Okay, first of all, body language of Jay. Okay, he's leaning. He's pretty much slouched down and talking. He's not sat up. Okay, this is very similar to some of his outtakes when you see him in the one-to-ones. He's also quite chilled with his arm on the back of the chair and stuff like that, right? He's almost showing you that he's very chilled and laid back, right? He's not uber aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a kind of chill kind of master, right? But what's really interesting is the eye contact he gives, right? There's a conversation between Keith and Kelsey where it looked like Keith wasn't really looking at Kelsey. He's kind of looking into the sky, right? And which is normal. People do that when they're talking. They don't always want to look at the person as talking, right? It gets uncomfortable. But if you know how to master the look, it's a very seductive look. The look that throughout the whole of conversation, watch how when he's talking, where his eyes are trained on.
I do like tats because I got them too.
It sounds like you just describing me. If I'm your type, just say that, girl.
You right. You almost there.
Now, when he does that, what it initiates is that he's actually listening to you, he's paying attention, and he's involved in the conversation. And that makes the other person feel like, hey, actually, this guy may be liking me. Now, even if he's lying, just those mere particular signals are going to send that to the other person that he really does like me. Right? And that's why I said it's so dangerous, because it creates the desire out of the other person because he's paying attention, seemingly. Right? Just that little thing. Right? So that eye contact that he's given her when she's talking, vibrant. And it's not just eye contact, it's literally smoldering look at her. It's like he's just looking, he's just like, I hear what you're saying. His eye never comes off her. When you keep your eyes on something, on a target, what you're saying is, I'm focused on that thing. Right? I'm focused on that thing. That creates desire in the other person if they like you enough already. If they find you attractive, especially if they find you attractive, that is going to... the boy dangerous, man. That's what I'm going to say. The boy dangerous, right? And you heard her say obviously that she likes chocolate. She likes chocolate. She likes chocolate. She likes beards. You know what I'm saying? She likes tats. And the guy said, basically, you just described me. Just say you're describing me, right? And with her little feminine self, she started laughing and giggling a little bit.
I do like tats because I got them too.
It sounds like you just describing me. If I'm your type, just say that, girl.
You right. You almost there.
So she's got a little bit of game. She also knows how to throw it back. When he said, obviously, it looks like you're describing me. She's like, you're right. She played the game too. She knows what she's doing. She's well versed in how to dance this dance. Because look, when we're trying to meet people on a dating scene, there's a dance that we do. When you like someone and they like you, there's a dance that we do. We try to maneuver around each other on the dance floor in the talking and the getting to know you. And when two people's chemistry is really good, they dance from the start very, very well. Right? You ever met two people whose partnership is just beautiful? Like when they dance, it's as if they've always danced forever, but they've only known each other for a short while. That's great chemistry. That's when both people are connecting and they are on the same wavelength. And the same thing happens in dating. That same kind of energy happens at the same time. I want to go to Keith and obviously now to actually let me stick on Jay, because I want to finish off Jay in terms of what his situation was. So he had obviously 2 girls at one point as well. The boy is smooth, man. I like his energy, man. I like Jay's energy. Correct guy. You see his madness will come out later.
Physical touch is mine. That's my second one. My physical touch is my first one.
Really?
Okay.
Now watch it again. Watch when people start talking. This is why he's so dangerous. Watch I didn't even notice it. Watch when Yasmin starts talking. Look where his eyes go to.
That's my second one. My physical.
Boom. Stop. When Yasmin starts talking, where does his eyes go to? Immediately goes to her. I'm telling you now, as a human being, you can actually sense when someone's looking at you that way as well. So she doesn't even have to look at him. Right? Because if she looks at him and they catch eyes, it's going to be peak. Okay? People are going to fall in love. All right? So if she turns now, people are going to fall in love. But when he's giving her that look, just look at it again. The intensity. My brother, he knows what he's doing when he looks at you like this. It's deadly arts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? Let's play it.
That's my first one.
Really?
Okay.
I like words of affirmation.
Boom. When he's looking, see, he doesn't look straight at, some people will. They will talk. When other people are talking, they will not look at you. They will look like kind of past you. You know what I mean? Like they'll look at the camera, but not look directly in the camera, kind of look past you. So it's not really you, but it's you, because they don't want to feel awkward. But he don't mind. He gonna look right in your eye. He gonna look right in your eye. Okay? That's what's deadly about him, bro. It's non-verbal communication. And a majority of our communication is non-verbal. So if you can do all the non-verbal stuff before the communication, you're already winning.
Yeah, that was my second one.
That's your second one? Yeah.
You are so beautiful. Ooh. You too.
Oh,
I'm lost without both of y'all. First impression, they all look good. They seem like some quality girls. They got good personalities to back up their looks.
He's smooth with it, man. You know what I mean? He's got some bars. He's slick with it as well. And as I said, you saw that again where he was sitting body language wise on the cutscene. Look where his body is. This is again to show you. Listen, I'm cool. Like if someone sits like this, they are cool. This is the impression they want to give off. I'm blessed. I'm cool. I'm not a too serious guy. I just do my thing. I'm here. no biggie, no madness, just no biggie. Like, I'm chill. You know what I'm saying? But if I come forward, I'm showing some level of assertiveness. What he's showing us right now is that I don't necessarily need to assert myself. I'm a cool cat kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I flow because I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be the alpha dominating kind of male in that particular instance where I assert myself. No, I'm just cool, man. Lay back and just chill, man. And people come to me and I do what I do. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying about how deadly he is. It allows him, honestly, to observe and then hit him where their weaknesses are. The boy is dangerous. We'll probably see him more in the next few episodes as well. I want to go to the Keith and the Keith conversation with Kelsey, because they had a conversation. Let me see if I can get the actual part where Keith and Kelsey have a good conversation, because it was quite interesting. I don't think I've got the full part of it. I've got the part where she left. So I want to discuss this little part. Okay. So you guys know I've always spoken about gammas, alpha, sigmas. A gamma woman. Okay, gamma women, you meet them, you know what they are. Gamma women want men to fight for them. Okay, not fight over them, but fight for them. It's different. Fight over them is different. That's manipulation. They want men to fight for them. They want men to win their hearts. They want to be chased and they want to be won over. Okay, they want contests to win, not to fight over them, but to win them. You know what I'm saying? So this is a conversation between Keith and Kelsey, right? Let's go to it.
Wanted to have a conversation too with Kelsey when he came on the couch and kind of interjected. That was interesting.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Keith and Kelsey were having a conversation. Foley came and Keith conceded.
It was kind of like, oh, so you're just gonna give up that easy? That's what it was. Yeah.
You just gonna give up that easy? Damn.
Tokyo, Jay, and Yasmin.
Now I wanted to pause it there because I wanted to just play that little part there. You notice that she says,
That's what it was. Yeah.
You just gonna give up that easy?
See how she's saying, oh, you're just gonna give up that easy? What she's wanting from him, now bear in mind, he don't know this until now. What she's wanting is for him to declare that he wants her. This is the kind of girl she is. She wants him to declare, I want you. Now it's different from the confirmation of I want a man to say what it is. This is different. This is about feeling like the man is fighting for you. So you notice how when Foley came over, and when he gets up to go, her immediate response to that leaving, okay, is about, wait, so you just gonna up and leave? He's gonna give up that easy? As if he's given up, but he's not giving up. He's just saying, listen, I don't need to be stressed about that. Yo, you talk to Foley. What she's signaling to him is, fight for me. You know, like, fight for me, not fight over me, fight for me. You know what I mean? She don't even want Foley. Like, Foley came and sat down. Her vision didn't even go to Foley. It went to Keith. She's not interested in Foley at all. She's interested in Keith. Okay? Right?
Tokyo, Jay, and Yasmin were getting really comfortable by the...
And so that for me is so interesting watching, and I want to see how that develops, you know, because that in itself is going to be an interesting dynamic to see how that plays out, whether he actually is feeling it. And I want to be able to find where Kelsey was talking to him, because that was also a very interesting part where Kelsey's talking to Keith, and it will show the body language I wanted to show, where he actually doesn't look her deeply in the, he doesn't look at necessarily in the eye. They're talking, but he's not necessarily looking her in the eye. They're having a good conversation, she sees from her particular point of view, but his focus seems to be not away from her, but more of a case of he's looking into the sky. And that's what I said about the difference between Kelsey and Keith, it seemed like. Okay, I've got a little clip here.
The visual kind of had something that I liked about him.
So far, I would say that I vibe with Keith the most. If I'm not making you happy, or if you're not making me happy, then we don't need to be sitting here making each other miserable. Like, that's up. How do we love each other?
Now, I want you to notice, did I notice that at points in time, his eyes begin to shift? Okay, let me bring back, sorry. At points in time in the conversation when she's speaking, he looks at her, but then he shifts his eye contact away. One of the things I said I learned about being able to non-verbally communicate with people, to know that I'm really, really involved in the conversation and listening, is I mirror behavior, number one. But number two is eye contact. Because when you show the eye contact, it shows where the focus is. But I want to just show you, as she's speaking, he's hearing it, but his focus shifts away. And maybe because he's uncomfortable with eye contact. It could be just because he's uncomfortable with eye contact for long periods of time. But look at this.
If I'm not making you happy or if you're not making me happy, then we don't need to be sitting here making each other miserable. Like, that's up. How do we love each other if we don't care to see each other happy? We just had the realest conversation, and that's like really important to me, to be able to sit and connect and talk to a person.
Are you insecure when it comes to your man?
What kind of question is that, sir? Anyway, so you know, maybe it's the context of the conversation, because it was obviously it's been cut. But what was interesting is, again, like I said, his eye going away. So that's my point I'm making about how Jay uses the eye contact to stir up desire in another person. Now, don't get twisted. Kelsey feels away. Kelsey likes Keith. I mean, she's shown already that she thinks Keith is great. But what about Keith's return? I don't know how much he's invested, just by looking at his body language. I don't know how much he's invested in the conversation with Kelsey and how much he actually likes her. Now, he might go with her because that might be one of the few options he has. But does he really, really like her? But then again, and it may be that conversation isn't his strong point in this particular area. But it looked like, obviously, that she was trying to go on a deep level of conversation, and I don't know if he was ready to go with her all the way. Maybe it was too early, too soon for that kind of conversation. I don't know. But what I saw was that eye contact couldn't maintain, and yet we saw Jay, when he was dealing with two women, even maintaining the eye contact when each individual person spoke, because that eye contact produces desire in the other person. The intensity of the desire is stoked up by the eye contact. If he had maintained eye contact, we would have seen the scenario differently. I'm just saying what I'm seeing, people. I'm not. You can't blame me. I want to end it on Jamie and, well, not Jamie, but Naeem. I want to end it on Naeem because they were, they had some conversation. But I want to say something that he said, which I already knew. Yeah, brothers on the mad thing. Brothers on the mad thing. Naeem's on the mad thing.
Say who I'm really feeling the most at this point right now. Like, I just kind of I feel like each individual kind of has something that I liked about him.
Pause it right there. Listen, the brother is sounding like an F-boy to me. Listen, I've lived a life before, so I know when a man when a man says like he's been in this place the same amount of time everybody else, right? People seem to have who they kind of like and whatever, right? He says, you know what, everyone's got this kind of same kind of flavor. I'm feeling different people from different things. I ain't really saying anything. The brother's keeping his cards very close to his chest, but he's also keeping all his options very, very open. And you mean to tell me nobody's caught your eye? At least you could have said that. Like, hey, look, do you know what? This person's caught my eye. I would like to get to know them a bit more better. Doesn't even say that. He basically just left it right open. That is often an indication the person doesn't know what they need. Because when you know what you need, you can kind of spot it early and say, actually, do you know what? I've seen that person. They're my usual type. You know what? But I want to see deep. I want to get to know them a little bit deeper to find out if they really are what I need, right? This guy sounds like he's still playing some games. That's what it sounds like. I'm not saying he is, but he, without no definition, he's 32. It's not like he's a small boy. He's definition, right? You should be able to define it, right? Someone should have had a conversation with you that you thought to yourself, you know what? They are someone I'm looking at. I could be thinking about, but you left it wide open. Okay, cool.
So far, I would say that I vibe with Keith the most. Let
me skip past that. Let's go on to the actual conversation. Cool.
There's this other guy, Naeem. Like, he looks, light on the eyes, but it's hard to really get close to him because, there's something emitting.
Maybe it's just a first day. Maybe you got called out, bro. You know what I mean? It can happen. First day, get called out. Something that's happened. Maybe you had some onions too much. Maybe you had a burger before that. We don't know. Something must have happened that you got called out, bro. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on this particular one. But if it's a regular thing, bro, it's killing off your game, bro. It's killing off your game, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But there was one last little clip I wanted to show you with Naeem. And it was a conversation with Jamie. And it was kind of decent and deep.
Come on, baby.
Okay, so I'm kind of hitting it off with Naeem a bit.
I don't see a point in being in a relationship if you're going to cheat.
That's true. I don't know what it is. It's probably the smile in the eyes, but we're both Aquarian.
Of course, everybody's looking at Naeem. Okay, we know this man.
I want to make it very clear, and ladies, I want you to pay attention especially. of course, everybody is what? Looking at Naeem. The look is important, but it's not as important as the content, character of the person. Hear me very clearly. The look can distract anybody. A man, a woman can look at another man or woman and be distracted and be stricken and think that person's amazing. But what's important isn't the look, it's the content of the character. Of course, everybody looks at Naeem, yes, because outwardly he looks amazing. What is the content of the character saying? This is what's important about dating. The first foot in the door is the appearance. If you get that right, fantastic. But you want to make sure the content's correct. Make sure you're legit within. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, so it doesn't just stay on the outer shell. Otherwise, it becomes a very surface level kind of relationship. But hey ho, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let you guys, speak about this particular show. What's your kind of thoughts on the show? What was your kind of views on the different characters of the show? Hopefully we'll get a bit more definition on each character as shows go on. My name is Little Black Book 91. Listen, if you're new to my channel, make sure you like it, you share, you subscribe, you click on that bell button for the notification of the uploads. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. We will see you guys absolutely soon, and we can't wait for next week's episode part 2.